Alrighty, friendos, welcome in. Let's talk about finding and identifying the ghosts in Phasmophobia. So for this video, I brought all tier 1 equipment. Obviously, using tier 2 and tier 3 equipment is going to be better, but I just thought tier 1 equipment would be a good baseline. In case you're watching this, you just started the game, and that's all you have. What I would recommend taking in to find the ghost, and this is totally personal preference, but some of the best equipment to find the ghost is going to be a thermometer, an EMF reader, and then I'm going to take a flashlight for the sake of the video so we can all see, but feel free to take like another evidence piece of equipment or, you know, whatever else you might want to take. The flashlight works even if it's not in your main hand, so if you swap to it, you can turn it on and off. I'm not sure what it is on controller, but on PC it's T, so you can turn your flashlight on and off even if it's not in your main hand. Just be careful, don't leave it on while the ghost is hunting, make sure you turn it off, because it'll attract the ghost even if it's turned on like this. I'm also playing on amateur, so the breaker automatically starts on, but if you're playing on a difficulty where the breaker doesn't start on, I'd recommend that being one of your first priorities, because one of the ways that we find the ghost in this game is based off the temperature of the ghost room, and the temperatures in the house don't really start normalizing until you get the breaker on. So I'll go and show you on Tanglewood, the breaker spawns in case your breaker is off. One's going to be here in the garage, and the other one is going to be in the basement. Right here. So at this point, you can walk around and look at the temperatures. You're looking for a room that's going to be probably under 10 degrees Celsius. You can also be listening to see if you hear the ghost do anything, which I might have heard a throw as I was walking up the stairs. Maybe not. Okay. Yeah, so I'm going to walk around the house and look for a room that's decently cold. The tier 1 thermometer takes a second for the temperatures to drop. Which actually, it doesn't even look like my thermometer is doing anything. Hello, wake up. And I'd also recommend turning on some lights while you're doing this. Don't turn on all the lights because you'll pop the breaker, but just the lights, you know, like in the main rooms, because this will keep your sanity from draining. Okay, so I was just checking rooms for temperatures, but I did just hear a throw. I swear I heard a throw over here. Yes, okay. So, two things just happened. We found where the ghost is, here, but we also got EMF 5. So to get EMF 5, you have to make sure the EMF reader is on. On PC, it's right-click to turn it on. I'm not sure what it is on console. But to get EMF 5, you just walk up to something that the ghost has thrown, or maybe if they touched a door, and that will give you EMF 5. You can't get EMF from, like, if the ghost events, you know, like, walks at you. You can't get EMF 5 from that. It's just from throws or door touches, maybe a window knock. Oh, see, like, right there, just through the fork, and we have EMF 5. So we can go and mark EMF 5 in our book. And if we pull the thermo, it might take a second. Okay, so in this instance, it actually looks like the ghost is going to be in the garage. A weird thing about Phasmo is that ghosts can sometimes interact through walls, so the kitchen that we were just in is connected right here. Sometimes they'll like interact through those walls and throw something close by. So it might look like they're in that room. I like to use a thermo to confirm what room they're actually in, and as you can see, the temps in here are dropping. It should go below 10 degrees. So this should be the ghost room. I'm going to leave the thermo in here, that way you can keep dropping, you can check for freezing. Probably don't need the EMF reader anymore because you know I have EMF 5. And I'm going to go grab some more equipment. You can, if you feel confident finding your way through the house, you can drop your flashlights, you have an extra inventory slot, but totally personal preference. The next equipment you grab, as far as evidence goes, is up to you. I usually go with like video camera, D.O.T.S pen, and book. The book's nice to get down early in the ghost room because writing can take a little bit, and it's a piece of equipment that you place on the ground and kind of forget about until the ghost interacts with it, so it's nice to get it down as early as possible. Okay, so we're back in the ghost room. You have to place the book down on the ground to actually get ghost writing. You can't just like throw it like that. The ghost won't write in it, which I know isn't very intuitive. On PC, that button is F to place. I'm not sure, again, what it is on controller, but you're looking for this like ring to pop up whenever you're going to place it, and the book will like make that sound. Oh, actually, it's not making the sound when I place it. Okay. Well, you're looking for the white ring whenever you go to place it. That means the book is down. The ghost, if it has writing, can now write in it. And for the D.O.T.S pen, you have, before you place it, same with the book, you have to place it down. Actually, no, you can throw it. You need to turn it on with right-click on PC. And you can either just throw it on the ground. You can sit here and hold it. Or you could place it, which will maybe place it on like this tire. To place it on something and to rotate it, you press and hold your place button. And then you use, on PC, it's your mouse wheel. I'd assume maybe on controller, it's like your thumbstick to kind of rotate it around, and then just let go of F whenever it's pointing the way that you want it, which I don't really like that placement. Okay, that's better. And then to check for orbs, you can do this like with the, oh, okay, that's a ghost event. The reason I knew this was a ghost event is because the ghost turned off the light and also interacted with this door. Also, seeing ghost events like this are always going to be ghost events. Okay, so to check for orbs, you can either do it with a tripod, like this. However, the video camera view is a little bit bigger if you hold it. And then you need to put it into night vision with, on PC, it's right click. And then you're looking for an orb. Which in this instance, I don't see one. But I will show footage right now of what an orb would look like. Sometimes orbs can be a little sneaky. Sometimes they'll like be in the wall, so if you go to check, they might actually be visible. They might be like stuck on the wall. Another fun feature of Phasmo. So I definitely would check a couple of times for orbs just to be extra sure. And we'll go and check again to see if we have freezing. No freezing yet. If the thermometer gets below 1 degree, which is difficult to tell on this thermo, but if you have like a tier 2 or tier 3 thermometer, if the number dips below 1, so say like even 0.9, you can mark freezing even though it's not technically freezing, because you'll eventually get freezing, which is 0 or a negative number. All right, so I'm back with the last of the evidence pieces that I haven't brought in. We have a UV, which to use it, you hit right click to turn it on. And you will get fingerprints on things like this, like a locker door, which we did not get any. You can get fingerprints on doors, on light switches, even on windows. If you're playing on a camp map, so Maple Lodge or Camp Woodwind, God, this ghost just really wants to turn the sink on. You can get fingerprints on tent doors, on picnic tables, on the wooden logs. So a few places to check for fingerprints. You can also, if you have salt unlocked, you can place it down. Again, you have to hit F to actually place a pile of salt, whatever your place button may be. And then when you see the ghost walk through it, so it'll like disturb it and there'll be a footprint, you can check the ground for green UV footprints. If you see those after a ghost has stepped in salt, that means you do have UV. And to check for spirit box, you actually have to have the light off in the room that you're in. On console, you're going to have a text menu pop up. I'm on PC and I have voice recognition. But it'll be the same process. So you turn it on and you ask your questions. Where are you? Okay, so we have a spirit box response. The little icon in the bottom right lit up white, and we actually heard a visible response. You'll know if the spirit box is actually like recognizing and working if that dot in the bottom right corner is red. So let's see if I can do that without getting a response. Where are you? How old are you? Are you friendly? You guys see how it's red? So it's like, what that's saying is that it recognized the fact I'm asking a question, but I did not get a response. Okay, here we go. So this ghost just stepped in the salt. We already know it doesn't have UV because it touched that locker, but I wanted to show how you could check on the ground for UV. So we know so far we have spirit box, no UV. We can check for freezing. No freezing yet. Maybe we double check for orbs. And I'm gonna check with the camera on in my hand. Oh, okay. Thank you, Ghost, for turning that light on. That was very helpful. Yeah, I'd say at this point we probably would see orbs if there are any. So with all that crossed off, we know that we're looking for dots, ghost writing, or freezing. The thing about freezing is that it can take a long time to get. So don't be frustrated if you're in a game for like 20 minutes and you finally get freezing. This car alarm goes off sometimes. The key to turn it off is right by the front door. Most maps that have a car, the key will be like in a bowl like this right by the front door. And then if you have the key, just click on the car to turn it off. So freezing can take a very long time to get. It's kind of frustrating, but it's a part of Phasmo. Okay, I went ahead and brought the other book in just so we have the whole room covered with a book. You see that the white ring means the radius the ghost has to be within to actually write in the book. Another thing I want to mention is that there is one ghost that is unable to leave footprints in salt, and that is the Wraith, which is one of our options. So if you see a ghost step in salt and the salt looks like this, you can cross off Wraith. So that means we are looking for a spirit or twins. The Wraith has dots as evidence. So that means we are no longer looking for dots. We are just looking for writing and freezing. And we just got the writing. Okay, so we are dealing with a spirit. Another thing about the writing book is that if the ghost throws a book but doesn't write in it, that means you are not going to get ghost writing. So if you're playing on a difficulty of professional or below, basically a difficulty with 3 evidence, that means you can cross off ghost writing as a piece of evidence. Now, that is how you find and identify a ghost on Tanglewood. I could probably play in Tanglewood for the rest of my life and only Tanglewood, but I understand that that's not how everyone's going to play the game. So let's go and hop on another map and I'd show you how I find the ghost there. Okay, so we're now on Ridgeview, and I'm going to go and mention now there is another way to figure out where the ghost is in the house. and that is by using a cursed item. We don't really have a good cursed item for that. I didn't mention that before because using cursed items can be risky. It can lower your sanity and get the ghost to hunt, but it's definitely an option. If you're frustrated, you can't find the ghost, you want to speed things up, using a cursed item is definitely an option. There's the Ouija board. You can ask the ghost where it is and I'll tell you its current location, not necessarily its ghost room. But you can go check that area and see if maybe that is the ghost room, confirm it with temperatures. There's the haunted mirror. When you look in the haunted mirror, it'll directly show you the exact ghost room, so you can go there and put down your evidence pieces. There's the voodoo doll. When you hit right click or interact with it, it pushes in pins, causes the ghost to do interactions. So you could listen for that and then go to that area and see if that's the ghost room. However, you could push a heart pin and cause the ghost to hunt. And there's also the monkey paw where you can wish to trap the ghost. This will lock the ghost in its room for 60 seconds and then trigger a hunt. So then after the hunt's over, you can go around and look for a door that has a lock symbol on it but now is unlocked to find the ghost room. So a couple options for finding the ghost if you don't want to use the thermometer walk around method. But again, those are risky, so user discretion is advised. Okay, so I'm going to walk around, listen for the ghost, look for any cold rooms, and I will bring you all back when I have found that. I'll go ahead and mention too, in case this is useful, the breaker spawns on Ridgeview. There are 2 in the basement, so there could be our breaker spawns right here. There's another potential breaker spawn on the other side of the basement. And then there is a breaker spawn in the garage. Okay, so I just walked upstairs and I hear the showers turned on in this bathroom up here. So this is most likely the ghost room. I'll go ahead and confirm that with the thermometer. I'll let it cool down. We'll check that for EMF 5. It just touched the door and we do indeed have EMF 5. So it's going to spike up that beyond 5. It's going to get really loud, very high pitched. Turn that off for now. And temps do look like they're dropping in here. So it's safe to say this is probably the ghost room, and so we'll go and set up all our evidence pieces in here. There's also a light on in this room. With EMF 5, we don't have Mare as an option, but if you hadn't gotten EMF 5 yet, and you see the situation where you walk into a room, the light's on, nobody else turned it on, you're confident it's the ghost, you can actually cross off Mare. Mare's the only ghost that can turn the light on. Sorry, cannot turn the light on. I don't know if I made that clear. Okay, so I'm back with a book, dots, and a video camera. So I'm going to place the book down. I might actually look for orbs before I place the dots down because it's a little bit easier. Let's see. I am not seeing any orbs, but I'll definitely check again later. Put this video camera in like a better spot so we can look from the van if we need to. And I'll go and just place the dots on the ground. Right about there. Okay. Then I think we just need Spirit Box and UV as our last evidence pieces. Okay, so I'm back with Spirit Box, UV, and I brought Salt again to see if we have UV. Although it did touch this door a while ago. The fingerprints might have disappeared. I can't remember how long an amateur the fingerprints stick around for, but we'll go and put Salt down and see if the ghost steps in it and if we do have UV. Maybe check this window, see if they've touched it. Don't see any UV. Okay, let's try Spirit Box. Where are you? Oh, I think we were just getting a Spirit Box response too. Okay, they stepped in the salt, did not leave any green footprints. Also, they did just turn this light on, so we can check that for UV. And I don't see any, so we can cross off UV. And we did get Spirit Box before I so rudely cut the ghost off. Literally the same evidence. This is riveting gameplay here. Okay, the ghost walked in the salt, left a footprint here. It's disturbed, so we can cross off Wraith. And again, we are left with Spirit and Twins. So we're looking for freezing or writing. We're no longer looking for dots, ghost orbs. Yeah, this is what we're looking for. I'll go and go get the other books so we have an extra chance for writing with 2 books in here. Otherwise, it's probably a waiting game to see if we have freezing. A slightly more advanced tactic here is to utilize the fact that each ghost has an ability, and you can figure out the ghost without having all the evidence, just based off their abilities. So for example, in this situation, a spirit, let me step downstairs a little bit. The spirit, when they start hunting, if you were to use an incense on them and then start a timer as soon as you use the incense, they would have to wait 3 minutes to hunt. And the twins, if they were to hunt, would either sound slightly slower than normal or slightly faster than normal. And again, if you're new to the game, ghost speeds might not be easy to follow, so you don't really have to worry about that. You can definitely just wait for your evidence. Another thing about twins is that they can leave like a unique curve on the activity board, which I'm not seeing that right now. If I do happen to see it, and if it is twins, I'll let you know. But another thing you can look for. But for now, we're just going to look for evidence. I do have a complete guide, a video on all the ghost abilities and how you can identify them without any evidence, but for now, we're just gonna look for evidence. Another thing about twins I should probably mention is that, so there is like this is still on. There's like the main ghost, who's gonna be like, this is their ghost room, but then they also have like a decoy that can be doing things in a different room. So if you notice a ghost, this is their ghost room. You have twins as an option, but like, see, this ghost is doing things in a different room. Could potentially mean twins. Ghosts will also kind of wander to rooms nearby, so I'm not immediately jumping to twins, but like, say for example, the ghost is doing something all the way over there. Could potentially be twins. Oh, okay, we have freezing, so it is twins. You see how the number is right at 0? That means we have freezing. So this ghost doing things in other rooms does definitely mean that they are twins. Okay. Nice. Now, I know we didn't get dots in these past 2 games, so I'll go and play a game until I get dots. I can show you what it looks like. Again, you can get dots by either holding the pen, or having it placed on the ground, or checking from the van. One thing to keep in mind is there is one ghost, the Goryo. This one right here. Goryo, you can only see their dots through a video camera. So if you have Goryo as an option, maybe check for dots from the van, because that's the only way you're gonna see them is through a video camera. Or if you're in person right here, you could step outside the room and check for dots. Oh, ghost is venting over there. You could check for dots like this. So I'll go ahead and show right now what dots is gonna look like for the tier 1 dots pen. You don't need to have the lights off in the room to actually get dots, but sometimes it makes it a little bit easier to see. Otherwise, that is all I have for you all in this video. This is how you identify and figure out ghosts and phasmophobia. As always, if you have questions, feel free to comment down below. Otherwise, thanks for watching, good luck ghost hunting, and I will see you in the next one.